Hello everyone, this is Nidhi, volunteer in Shivi Forensics, and today we will discuss about Introduction to Fingerprints. A fingerprint is the impression of friction-rich pattern present on the palmar surface of finger. These rich patterns are unique, permanent, and individualistic, making fingerprints one of the most reliable tools for personal identification in forensic science. So why fingerprints are important? Fingerprints are important as they follow three basic principles: uniqueness, permanence, and classability. Like no two individuals have the same fingerprints, or fingerprints do not change from birth to death. Fingerprints can be classified into different patterns. Types of fingerprint based on pattern. First one is loop. Most common fingerprint pattern: ridges enter from one side, form a loop, and exit from the same side. Contains one delta. There are two types of loop: ulnar loop and radial loop. Open towards the little finger is the ulnar one, and opens towards the thumb is the radial one. Whorl. Ridges form circular spiral patterns. Contains two delta. And there are four types of whorl patterns: plain whorl, central pocket loop whorl, double loop whorl, accidental whorl. Arc, simplest and least common pattern. Ridges enter from one side and exit the other. No delta present. Types of arc: plain arc and tented arc. In plain arc, no delta, no core. Ridges flow from one side to the other in a gentle wave-like manner. No significant upthrust or an angle of 45 degree or more. In tented one, no true delta present, angle or upthrust present in the center, making the pattern look like a tent. One or more ridges form a upthrust or an angle of 45 degree and more. Here is the diagrammatic representation of plain arc and tented arc. Now, based on the nature of impression, there are basically 2 to 3 types of fingerprints. First one is patent fingerprint, visible to naked eyes, made with substances like blood, ink, grease, or paint. Latent fingerprint, invisible fingerprint formed by sweat and oils, developed using powders, chemicals, or alternative light sources. Three-dimensional impressions found on the soft surfaces like wax, soap, clay, or mud. Now third one, based on the level of details, there are basically three types of levels. First level detail: loop, ridges enter from one side, curve, and exit on the same side. Most common. Whorl, ridges form circular spiral pattern, usually with two deltas. Arc, ridge enter from one side and exit to the other, forming a wave-like pattern. Least common. Second level details: ridge ending, a ridge that comes to a sudden stop. Bifurcation, a single ridge that splits into two. Dot, a very short ridge or a tiny isolated mark. Lake, a ridge that forms a circular or oval shape enclosing space. Third level details: pores, tiny sweat pores along the ridge, unique in placement and shape. Ridge width, the thickness of fingerprint ridge which varies between individuals. Ridge edge space. The counter of ridge edge, smooth, notched, and irregular, adding further uniqueness. Now from this table, we can simply see different types of pattern with different delta numbers and code numbers with their key features. Like in first plain arc, 0 delta, core 0, key feature, ridge flow from one side to the other in a smooth wave. Second tented arc, number of deltas 0 or in suggested angles, core 0, key feature, sharp upthrust or angle. Third, radial loop, number of deltas 1, core 1, key feature, loop opens towards the thumb, ridge flow towards the radius. Fourth, ulnar loop, the number of deltas 1, core 1, key feature, loops open towards the little finger, enter and exit the same side. Now the fifth one, vole, number of deltas 2 plus, core 1 plus, key feature, line between deltas touches crosses recurving, ridge except accidental. These are the diagrammatic representation of types of fingerprints we discussed above. Now the conclusion is fingerprints are scientifically accepted and legally reliable methods of identification. Their uniqueness, permanence, and ease of classification make them invaluable in criminal investigation, biometric systems, and forensic identification. Thank you for watching.